Good morning.
Good morning.
So don't stop me if you've heard this one. But everything is energy, and energy is everything. Everything is energy, and energy is everything. Now, some would credit Albert Einstein with that, but there's really no proof that he actually said those words. But I think Facebook has made that saying popular. I like the saying because if we look at everything as energy, and energy is everything, it really takes some of that emotion of what we make something mean, right? Energy being the little particles, the atoms, the neutrons and the protons moving around, dancing, creating a vibration, right? And so when that vibration is moving and we are vibrating at the same frequency, we start to attract that which we are vibrating with, or that which we are vibrating with attracts us. Who's the attractor? You know, which end of the magnet is the attractor? Which is the, you put two magnets together, which one is drawing which? So manifesting at the speed of sound, when we're matching that frequency, when we're matching that vibration, when we're aligning ourselves with the same frequency, we're attracting that which we are vibrating with. Manifestation occurs. Have you ever had two guitars next to each other and you're playing one, plucking one string, and the other string, if it's tuned, starts vibrating? Same frequency, same tone. Or you've heard of the violinist who can break a champagne glass, you know, higher frequency, matching the frequency of the same. The vibratory pattern. How many here have manifested a parking spot? Parking spot. Right? Everybody, right? I can manifest parking spots. I can make them appear. It's fun, right? And you're with your car mate, and you're driving, and you go, watch this. And there it is. And it's the closest one, and I did that, right? I did that. I manifested that parking spot. I can do it all the time. When we're thinking of manifesting a parking spot, we're not thinking of no parking spot. We're not thinking there's not going to be a parking spot, right? We're thinking there is a parking spot. There's the right and perfect parking spot for me. We're aligning our thoughts and our feelings with that idea of an open spot. And it's fun. We can do this. So when it comes to money, do we do the same thing? Do we look at our checkbook and go, oh my God, that's it? That's all I have left? How many days is it to payday? Do we get a little anxious? Should I spend this? What if? Or I better save this just in case. Now when we look at our checkbook, we're looking at fact, right? That dollar amount's not going to change by any mumbo jumbo stuff we say, right? In that moment, we're not going to see that number change. Now, we've heard, you know, the story of Jesus and manifesting the loaves and the fishes and feeding the multitudes. And we can do parking lots. We're just not at weddings yet. We're not at that vibratory level, right? So, if everything is energy and energy is everything, I am energy, my body is energy, your body is energy, my thoughts and feelings are energy, and as energy they create a vibration that says exactly what I think and feel about money. And in this moment, when I mention the word money, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? Do you like to hear about money? Do you want to make money mean something else? How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the word money? How do you feel about money? How do you receive it? How I use it? How I give it? How do I feel about the street person that asks for me for money? Do I avoid eye contact? Do I give freely and openly? Do I hope he doesn't approach me? If I give them some money, how do I feel when I give them the money? Do I have thoughts afterwards that I should have given more, or that I gave too much? How do I feel about the homeless person asking for money? Do I have any feelings of resentment? Do I carry that feeling with me afterwards, and for how long? Am I aware of that? Same goes for our thoughts about everyone and everything. Everything is energy. Energy is everything. Well, let me ask you this. If you found a $100 bill on the sidewalk, how would you feel? Feel pretty good? $100. What about 50? Or 10? What about a dime? If there was a penny on the sidewalk, would you walk by it? Or would you pick it up and be just as excited about the penny as the $100? Okay? We give it the meaning. We give everything the meaning. Whether it's a penny or $100, it's all the same. It's still money. It's just what and how we quantify it. And that meaning that we give it is in alignment with our thoughts and belief. And then those thoughts and beliefs create more manifestation. So how do I feel about money? How do I think about money? Money is hard to come by. I have to work hard for my money. I earn every cent I make. What do I feel? What do I think? Well, it's principle unity's principle number 3 today, right? I create my experiences by what I choose and what I feel and what I believe. I create my experiences. Manifesting at the speed of sound. It's not just the thought, it's the thought with the feeling. Thoughts and feelings produce after their kind. So, beliefs are limitations, right? Do you get that? Beliefs are limitations. And whatever I'm holding on to, I'm not able to see anything beyond that. So a better question is, what limitations am I putting on money? How am I limiting my supply? How am I limiting my source? How am I limiting my good? How do I look at tithing? How do I feel about tithing? How do I feel when somebody mentions the word tithing? Do I go, oh, no, not that word again, not tithing again? It's all the same. What limitations am I putting on money when I consider tithing? Do I look at tithing as, when I make more money, I will tithe more? Or when I make more money, I will tithe? Or do I do it freely and openly and generously? Malachi 3:10. Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. Test me in this, says the Lord, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out a blessing, that there will be room enough to store it. Pour out so much blessing that there will be room enough to store it. Beliefs are limitations. Do I believe when I get through this challenge of money, I will not have any problems? I will be happy. I will fill in the blank. Do I believe when I get spiritual enough, when I totally get this new thought stuff, when I get it down pat, I will eliminate all unwanted circumstances from my life? When I get this stuff, when I get it down, when I get spiritual enough, when I'm aligned to my fullest and highest, then I will eliminate all unwanted circumstances. How many want unwanted circumstances to go away? I appreciate your honesty, because I do too. I don't like unwanted circumstances that feel like they're breaking my flow, right? A week ago, Thursday, I was in a car accident, rear-ended, and my car would turn a year this month. And it's interesting because I've had the thought of being rear-ended. That was a feeling that I had. Did I manifest it? Or did it just happen? And I don't know the answer to if I manifested it or not. But the real question is, what am I going to do with it now? Right? What am I going to do with the thoughts and feelings that are bubbling up? The unwanted circumstances here. It's not going to change, right? It's happened. So what's next? What new possibilities are open to me? The only way I can really look at it and not harbor resentment, because it's here. It's mine. It's mine to deal with. So am I waiting for something else to occur in order for me to see my good? Something else to occur. Did Jesus eliminate all unwanted circumstances from his life? Did Gandhi? Buddha? They all had their challenges. So when I'm ready to let go of my old beliefs, take on a new belief, I can see things differently. When I am ready to let go of my old beliefs, I can see things differently. How many here have taken Mary Manning Morrissey's Prosperity Plus 2? I think a while back you did Your Invisible Power. It has a separate workbook with Genevieve Bayron. You know that name? Yeah. Early 1900s, I think. She says, she writes in Your Invisible Power, the substance with which you are mentally dealing is more sensitive than the photographer's film. If while taking a picture you suddenly remember that you had already taken a picture on the same slide, you would not expect a perfect picture. You would not expect a perfect result of either picture, the first one or the second one. You may have taken two pictures on the same plate. So this is going back to when they used to put in one plate into a camera, take a picture, you'd have to take that out, put another film in to take another picture. So that was what they call double exposure, I believe, right? When you left that same film in and then took another picture, and then you get a picture over a picture, and it became blurry and it was nothing that you wanted. So you have to remove the old picture. You have to remove the old belief in order to create the new belief. And if I'm not really able to let it go fully, totally, am I willing to consider the possibilities to let it go? Can I start there? When I decide and choose to see things differently, the things I see will be different. When I decide and choose to see things differently, the things I see will be different. Principle number 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and what I believe. So we've heard it said, maybe even said it, I'll believe it when I see it. Right? When I see it, I'll believe it. And I love that we heard Wayne Dyer this morning, because Wayne Dyer had a book out, I'll see it when I believe it. I'll see it when I believe it. I'll see it when I believe it. Quite a difference, right? So how many stories have we heard in the past? You know, we've heard of the Wright brothers when they want to be the first to put a plane up in the air. Nobody would believe them. There was a man called Guglielmo Marconi, who was claimed to have sent the first radio signals across the English Channel, and then later from Newfoundland to Ireland, and then the Atlantic. And everybody thought he was crazy, that you could actually send radio waves through the air, that you could do that. Nobody believed him. Look what we do now. And then later, Tesla was actually credited with that invention, not Marconi, but that's another story. Has this ever happened to you? Your significant other sends you on a mission. Go find a left-handed thimble or a right-handed screwdriver. I'm being a little facetious, but you get where I'm going. And this item is not in your realm or your scope of understanding, right? A left-handed thimble, you can only find right-handed ones. Can't find it. It doesn't exist. Doesn't exist in our world. I can't find it. He may even tell you what aisle and what shelf it's on in the store, and you still can't see it. This just happened to me. Because I can't find it, it doesn't exist, right? But in the eyes and the mind of he, she who sent me, it's right there. How can you miss it? And then, what happens? I can't find it. And then I'm getting a little bit of heat because I can't find it. And I start getting anxious. I may even have some old embedded beliefs about my insufficiency or my lack or my not being good enough come up, bubbling up. I get more anxious. The more anxious I get, I start to close off the possibilities of my seeing, right? Because I am just going and burying all of that with emotions and angst. It's a perpetual frenzy machine, right? I'm manifesting at the speed of sound. I just manifested that out of my life. Same thing about money. Our belief about money is going to be whatever we choose to hold on to about money. And when we look at our checkbook and get frantic that there's not enough, we close ourselves off of even more, causing us to vibrate at a lower frequency, aligned with limitation. When you think of money, money is represented by numbers. Numbers are infinite. It's really pretty cool when you think about that. Numbers are limitless. They're infinite. They go on and on and on. So, a higher frequency will always cancel out a lower frequency. So how do I align with a higher frequency? And here's another quote from Genevieve Bayron that I love. My mind is a center of divine operation. My mind is a center of divine operation. The divine operation is always for expansion and fuller expression. And this means the production of something beyond what has gone before. Something entirely new, not included in the past experience, though proceeding out of it by an orderly sequence of growth. Therefore, since the divine cannot change its inherent nature, it must operate in the same manner with me. Consequently, in my own special world, of which I am the center, it will move forward to produce new conditions, always in advance of any that have gone before. So divine mind cannot change its inherent nature because it's absolute. So it has to operate along with my vibration, with my energy, with my alignment, with my beliefs and my desires. Love that my mind is a center of divine operation. So I spent a lot of time talking about money. But money is everything else we've talked about. Prosperity, abundance, it always comes down to the same thing, doesn't it? Consciousness, awareness, how am I being? Am I aware of my thoughts associated with my feelings? Am I living according to my fullest and highest expression of how I want to show up in the world? Am I living to my fullest and highest expression of how I want to see the world, how I want to see others? Am I aligned with the truth principles as I understand them? Am I aligned with principle number 3? Do my actions represent my promises? Got a fortune cookie last night. The message was, commitment is what turns a promise into reality. Those people that write those fortune cookie messages are really bright. Commitment is what turns a promise into reality. So do my actions represent my promises? Am I waiting or allowing others to step up or forward in my community? Am I living my truth in how I want to see others live? What can I do to help my spiritual center flourish and live our mission statement? Am I committed to seeing prosperity in my life and my community? You all receive one of these? 21-day prosperity experiment. Who's on board? If you're not on board, can you be on board? It's an experiment. I'm going to commit to an experiment, right? So aligning myself with my fullest and highest expression and walking my talk, taking action to my beliefs, is saying yes to workshops and doing things that are going to help me raise my consciousness and help me raise my awareness. Because the only way I'm going to be able to live through the unwanted circumstances that are going to come into my life is to raise my consciousness in order to see things differently, in order to see a bigger picture, in order to be able to be aligned with the Christ essence of who I am. So I don't think I've ever done a talk that I didn't really bring in what I believe is the true essence of beingness, and that's love. I've said a lot about money, but really what I'm talking about is love. I've talked a lot about vibration, I'm talking about love. The core of my beingness. It's the essence of being. And when we align ourselves with the truth of being, love, God expressing as me, God expressing as you, it can only be from a place of love. I vibrate love. I am love. I give love. So the opening line of energy is everything and everything is energy, although it can't be substantiated that Albert Einstein said that. There is a letter that he wrote to his daughter that supposedly was sent to the archives and was expressed not to be open for 2 decades. And the letter was to his daughter, Lasiri. It was 1,400 letters. They were given to the Hebrew University. And I'm just going to read you a couple lines, which I think are really fascinating. And you might have seen this, you might have heard it, and you might have forgot about it. So this is Albert Einstein writing to his daughter. When I proposed the theory of relativity, very few understood me. And what I will reveal now to transmit to mankind will also collide with the misunderstanding and prejudice of the world. There is an extremely powerful force that so far science has not found a formal explanation to. It is a force that includes and governs all others, and is even behind any phenomenon operating in the universe, and has not yet been identified by us. This universal force is love. When scientists look for a unified theory of the universe, they forgot the most powerful universe, the most powerful unseen force. Love is light that enlightens us, enlightens those who give and receive it. Love is light that enlightens those who give and receive it. Love is gravity because it makes some people feel attracted to others. Love is power because it multiplies the best we have and allows humanity not to be extinguished in their blind selfishness. Love unfolds and reveals. For love, we live and die. Love is God. God is love. Let's take that into meditation. Blessed always, as I rest in God. And from the Unity Prosperity Prayer for the 21-day experiment, I affirm the truth of God's abundance in every situation and condition of my life and the life of my spiritual community. Unity of Central Massachusetts. God is our only source, eternally and unconditionally radiating all good into our lives. Experience an ever-increasing flow of blessings I receive in gratitude and give generously with a joyous heart. God is, and all is well with me. Let's take that into meditation. My creative spirit soars as I am filled with divine ideas. In my heart, I hold the vision of Unity Center, Central Mass, prospering in every way. True fellowship, dynamic leadership, enriching programs, financial well-being. Leave you with a quote from A Course in Miracles, that love is all you are. Love is the one thing you can give and never lose. And so it is.